This is Justin with We Are Change Orlando, and I am here with Imani, one of the organizers for the Millenia Takeover tonight, the anti-police brutality protest. And Imani, tell me a little bit about what we're doing here tonight and what this is all about.
Well, we're definitely here to continue to support the movement. Obviously, Ferguson started and New York continued, and now it's a national, international movement. So we're here to support the cause, continue to let Central Florida know that there are people here that have demands, that want change, and are willing to do anything to get it.
What are some of the goals, the long-term goals you hope to accomplish? I know, raising awareness and doing the action, but what are your demands and goals?
Right. So on FergusonAction.com, they have the lists of the national demands, but some off the top of my head that I know is demilitarization of police, making sure that the body cams and the data is reviewed on the backlogs, also with civilian reviews of those different videotapes that they have, and also and obviously of racial profiling and police brutality. So those are a few things, but FergusonAction.com is where you can get the full list, and also Brown Boys Matters has the local demands that people are writing in to us that we're putting up also. So
it sounds like this issue is deeper than the Mike Brown and the Eric Garner, the recent incidents. Would you agree that this is much more than just that?
Definitely. I think personally that this comes from since slavery, since we've gotten here until this point, the system wasn't made for us. The system wasn't made for people of color to thrive and survive, and so the oppression is only, continuing from the Civil Rights era of the 70s and the 60s on to now. And so we're just the descendants, and they thought that they could, get rid of it. It's only become hidden and it's not overt anymore, racism, but institutional racism must end, and we're out here to stop that and continue this movement, continue the cause, and raise awareness, but also do things about it.
Right. I heard you mention the demilitarization of the police. Why do you think it's important to demilitarize them?
Well, I think it's important because that's what we're out here for anyway, police brutality. The excessive force of the police is just so unnecessary, and also when you see that people of color are the ones that are being killed, it's fatal, whereas you obviously see others where they're apprehended or arrested or able to be brought into custody. So the demilitarization comes from just being able to understand what the police brutality is and what we're voicing our opinions against.
My last question would be, what advice would you give to someone that's a little timid about coming out here and joining us, and maybe they haven't done something like this before?
Well, I can definitely say this is one of my first actual movements. And it is intimidating because you have a lot of people out here that are very passionate and emotional. Tension is high already because of the situation. So I'm not going to say that it's all peaches and cream out here, but once you actually feel passionate enough that you want to do something, this group is here in open arms and welcomed. You can talk to us on any social media outlet, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll be able to ask questions and just help you build that community, because I think that's what we're doing. Every time we see more and more people come out here, but the same people that are reaching out to others, and this is a family almost. Rich over here, I love him, and we continue to build the love, and so we just want Orlando community to feel that as well.
Awesome.
So come on out.
Is there anywhere else people can find out more? Any organizations you want to
organize now? Definitely Occupy Orlando or Occupy New York. Also, Brown Boys Matters is what I work with. So brownboysmatters.org. You can email us at becausetheymatter@brownboysmatter.org. And then also, like I said, Organize Now is a great website for you can.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for what you're doing and being out here. And what's your name?
Vince Taylor.
And you're one of the organizers out here, right, to help out?
Well, one of the community organizers, yeah.
Right. Why is this important to you to be out here and stand up for this issue?
I think it's important because I think oftentimes a lot of people don't realize the loophole that certain police officers have with regard to how they treat certain citizens. And I think unfortunately, a lot of our colored folks, our colored men, are dying as a result of that loophole. And if nobody shines a spotlight on it, then it's never going to be rectified. So it's important for us to raise awareness to it so we can keep it from happening on a regular basis.
Do you think this issue is deeper than these recent Mike Brown, Eric Garner, do you think it's deeper and bigger than that?
Yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, a lot of this is institutionalized, whether they know it or not. Some people have institutionalized racism, which means that it's subconscious. They don't even realize it. And this case in point, let's take Mike Brown's situation, and everybody likes to talk about his criminal history and his strong armed robbery. I would urge anybody to think that if that was the same exact situation but the races were reversed, if Mike Brown would be issued that same type of courtesy that Darren Wilson was. Or let's say if Mike Brown wasn't Mike Brown but Michelle Brown, same size, same height, same weight, but was a young white girl, 18, as opposed to being a black man, which has the stigma of being so afraid. I mean, so scary to everybody and so violent. That's the privilege that we like to talk about. And so we don't think that that is the true equality. Equality is when everybody is treated the same, no matter what their race is. And we do think that his race did have an impact on his ultimate demise, unfortunately. So, and the millions of others who have fallen victim to that same circumstance.
Do you think the media, the mainstream media, has given a fair coverage, a fair shot on these issues?
Well, you know, not necessarily. Depending on which outlet you use, not necessarily. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to have to push forward throughout all adversity. Even if the media doesn't want to cover all of the good, benevolent folks out here who just come out here to have their voices heard, but prefer to just shine a spotlight on the looting and the different things that happen, unfortunately, in other places. That's up to them. It's up to us to make sure that our efforts don't go unheard and unmatched, and that they're not thwarted by non-coverage and things of that sort. So regardless of what the media does, it's not our job to worry about them. It's our job to make change with the good people that we have.
You think it's important? I know you're also, you do stand-up comedy, and I think you do a radio show also.
Right.
Do you think it's important that people with a voice like yourself stand up for things like this?
Absolutely, absolutely. However, I'm not naive enough to think that all people will. I mean, I know that there's an almighty dollar, and it's difficult for people to speak up, especially if it's going to inhibit your ability to make a living. But for me, this is a part of my spine. I was grown up as a civil rights activist. Even in St. Louis, all of my family is very deep into activism, and we know and understand that it's only because of the activists in the 60s, 50s, 40s, even further back than we like to remember, that we're able to enjoy the luxuries that we do today, such as me sitting here talking to you with no issues. So we don't want to discontinue that just because things have, quote-unquote, gotten a little better. There's still a lot to be worked on, and we're the ones that want to attack those issues that are still to be worked on, and not just hope that they work themselves out.
My last question for you is, what message would you give to someone that's a little nervous to come out here and participate in something like this, maybe never done it before?
I say, come on out. Come on out. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, a lot of people, one of the main reasons why I interject myself into these types of events is because I got tired of seeing my friends, family, complaining to each other at Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, at the barbershops, beauty shops. Oh, somebody needs to do something. Somebody needs to do something. It finally took me to realize, look, there's a lot of somebodies out there, but I myself am somebody. And why am I sitting quiet in my house in comfort when there's people out there that are marching for my freedom? Nah, I need to be a part of it because I am somebody. So you are somebody. Who you are is not to be taken lightly. Make sure you voice your opinions. If you feel like this is something that touches you on a different level, come on out and let your voice be heard. That's what I would definitely say.
And Trey, what about you out here tonight?
I'm actually a part of the Bay Area Activist Coalition group. We're out in Tampa Bay right now. Right now, we're young, we're new. We really want to be out here to protest against police brutality. We've seen a number of instances of cops killing unarmed youth, men, women. It shouldn't be happening. Our voices need to be heard. The system is corrupt. And we just cannot allow this injustice to happen. I'm sorry, I have so much passion right now. If you want to pan over here, just look at this beautiful sight right now. We're all out here because our voices need to be heard. And we will do whatever it takes. We're peaceful, we're completely peaceful, and we're out here to protest against police brutality. So
it feels like this issue is deeper than Mike Brown and Eric Garner. What's this really about deep down?
It's really about the system. We're out here because we have witnessed the system fail so many times, and I guess the bigger issue is failed minorities in particular. And we've seen that with Rodney King. We've seen that with most recently Mike Brown, Eric Garner, and who knows what's going to happen in the Tamir Rice case. Who knows what could happen. As of right now, we're protesting because there is a potential that no indictment could be brought upon that cop. So that's why we're here right now, so our voices could be heard.
What do you think is the best solution other than coming out here and being active at these protests? What can we do in our everyday lives to make change?
In our everyday lives, we can really make a major difference by acknowledging that people are oppressed. Nobody's struggle is greater or worse than the other. I really think that we need to come together as a society and really just realize that, hey, we can do so many great things. I mean, if we just focus on the real issues going on here in America, worldwide, we can create so many solutions for so many people that are being oppressed in America and worldwide. So.
You say matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. 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 No peace. No racism. Police. Full street. All street. 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 Full street. All street.
15 minutes.